Ania Deborah Ogichidaa Miigwech Karl. We are the Manitou Mkwa Singers, which means Spirit Bear Singers. There's another group out there called Manitou Mkwa Singers, but we were called that first. They're called Spirit Bear. But anyway, we're Manitou Mkwa Singers. My name is She Who Speaks the Truth, Woman Warrior Leader. I've been a resident of New Credit all my life, and some of my daughters, I have 7 children. They're going to be three girls here, and myself, and my grandchildren might come in and out of the house. So, but anyway, we promised we'd have some words this week, and we're going to get there. So we don't have no flip chart this time, but we will put it on the file when I do download it and all of that on the website. So that will be coming. And so yesterday was Thanksgiving's Day, and it was about some people celebrate it, some people don't. And then some people call it Indigenous Day. But it's celebrating the last couple of months of the hard work that people have done in their families, especially on the land right now. I'm personally doing a lot of canning this year. Right now I'm doing beets and I'm doing some apples that's going to carry my family over. I'd rather do my own canned goods like my mom used to for my family, because I know what's in it. I know what's in it that I'm eating, because I don't know what's in it, a lot of things that are on the shelves. So I'm going to stop there and let the girls introduce themselves to me. I can't see you.
Ani wena bojo bugoji jone wawas gonna sakwe Mukwon New Credit Donjaba Memoir Six Nations Donjaba Mississauga and down. My name is Karl King Green. I'm from the Mississaugas, the Credit First Nation in Bear Clan, and my father's Mohawk Wolf Clan from the Six Nations of the Grand River. Ani Ganoya Hadisawai Howard Disneykas Mukwon Mississaugas of the Credit Donjaba. My name is She Who Brings the Strawberries, or Maya King Green. I'm Bear Clan, and I'm from Mississaugas of the Credit. Ani Bojo Wajagabu Miigwech Karl Mukwon Mississaugas Donjaba. My name is She Who Stands with the 5 Women.
So last week we sang 2 water songs, the Bear Song, and I think we sang one of our songs on the CD and one round that song. I can't remember what other song we sang. Women's traditional song, and we talked about each one of those songs. We could repeat some of them.
I think we sang the water songs too, both of them. Yeah. Oh.
So we could do one of each of those, or just
let's do.
Yeah.
We can sing them again, and then.
Okay. So which one to sing first?
Sing not the Nibe, the other one. The other one. Fuego.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna sing this water song, and we'll explain it more as we record it, and it's going to be posted. We just call it the water song, Nibe song. And it talks about, I'm thinking to thank you. So I have my tobacco in hand. I'm describing what it's talking about. I have my tobacco in my hand, and I'm offering that tobacco to the water. I'm talking about that never-ending source, blue and green shining water that comes from a never-ending source. To us here, and our whole being gives so much thanks for this water, for our life that's here, and it just repeats itself again, like we just give so much thanks for this water, because without water you can't survive. And when you go on a fast, you get thirstier and thirstier and thirstier as the days go by. But you are also lifted spiritually and spiritually. So you can only go so many days without water. and our body is made up of 70% or more of water, and we are connected. We are spiritually connected to the water, which is Mother Earth's blood. We refer that to, and so this water song recognizes that water on the earth, and recognizes the water inside of our being, and recognizes the water in the trees. The tikok, the maple syrup in those trees is another sugar water, and then the salt water. So when we do those full moons, we're recognizing all those water sources and talking about our responsibilities as women, to go and do those, be mindful of that when we have our moon water that's blessed at moon time, to offer to traditional teas or the herbal baths or cooking, and that's our responsibility. So we're going to sing that song. I want to recognize someone before we carry on. He was well known in our community, and he passed to the spirit world this morning, and I had to take some time to process that. He's very influential within our community with our children, and he had socials at our school for 4 seasons, and he always invited us to come and sing. And he always made sure that the berries were there for that sustenance for people, for healing, and that's for healing. And the water, he always got the little ones to carry the water around, to offer the water when you came, and the strawberries. He knew the significance of all of that, and he taught the little ones songs. And I was thinking about that when we were singing that song. And I loved Karl King a lot. He was, I asked my grandson, I said, so what do you remember? And he said, how many things he used to organize. How many things he used to organize to go different places. All the things he organized for us kids. The drumming and the recycling and the connection to Mother Earth and the trips. All of those things. And he always had the drumming practices, which was extra things that he did as a teacher.
I'll never forget, he had this walk, and it was like, you walk around the track, and then when you're done walking around the track, you tell him how many times that you walked around the track, and then like, it was like to symbolize how we walked, or the migration between all the nations.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, like, I think it was all the Mississauga nations or something, and
He added up the numbers of feet.
Yeah, however long everybody walked, it was added up to that migration.
So that's just one thing of Ming's memory that he did, and how the children learned in such a land-based way. That's an example of a land-based way, and something we learned about our own nations and other Mississauga nations. That's such a beautiful way to learn, plus a physical way, an exercise way, and out in the open. And but I want to go back to the water song. Sometimes we think we don't have to grieve, and we try to skip it, but it kind of builds up in the core of your stomach, and that's the only way it can release, is up and out. And Emotional did a study on water, where he put the water in the middle, and people had angry thoughts, sad thoughts on another vessel, loving thoughts. So we are no different as a human being. When we have sad thoughts or angry thoughts, it has to come out. And if it doesn't, it makes us sick, so it has to come out through our tears. And that's what's so different about the water. Maybe the water of the rain rained here today, and then the same water is going to rain in Germany. We are all connected to that water, and it has blood memory. It has memory. So I think we're going to sing another water song, the same one we sang last week. And this one says, I love you, I respect you, and I thank you. And it came to the water walkers. A little one, 5 years old, told her grandma that, I want to sing a song. I want to honor the song. So she said, what do you want to say? And he said, I want to thank the water, I want to respect the water, I want to love the water. So this is a song that came. And the water walkers walk for 12 hours a day when they walk around the Great Lakes. And the water walkers just came through not too long ago, about 2 weeks ago, through Mississaugas of the Credit. And Peter Schuler and Lou Thomas welcomed them on New Credit and had a beautiful feast for them. And we had a big circle. And they're really grateful, and I'm really grateful to them. So this water song, we're going to sing. What was that?
Oh, Lindsay said it sounds good.
Okay.
How do I close that? Oh, okay. Oh.
We're sitting here in Guy's place, and outside of the back is just like full of these beautiful fall trees. And you know, we went apple picking today, just a while ago before we got here. Our band, because we do a lot of virtual things, our band paid for a bunch of us to go apple picking. I'm really thankful to Mrs. Sagas Credit, Social Services, and my family always used to go apple picking when we were young. We always was outside picking nuts off the trees, picking apples, roasting fires, crab apples, and my mom did a lot of canning. We used to steal a lot too, and we'd go hide them in the ground and make these little houses in the bush. They're probably still out there, but and I like it that my grandkids are getting connected in that kind of way. We still got to go get the nuts back in the trees, and that's one of the things we should be doing right now is getting ready for the fall time to get ready for winter. So we one of the ways is to eat those nuts so we don't go squirrely. Our mind doesn't go squirrely, and it prepares us for winter. The chemicals in the makeup of a nut, just like the squirrels do. They're gathering nuts, and that's what we should be doing right now is gathering those nuts off the trees for our sustenance and for our food, and watch what's happening. And this moon time, like I talked about last week, was Wabagagizes, which means turning over or combing our hair, and how James talked about was the creator. Huh?
Banakwi.
Yeah, Banakwi, how creator is blowing his breath to clean everything and to help us get ready for what we need to do. So cleaning off, like almost like fanning yourself off. So that's what we need to do right now. And some people might be uncomfortable with tears, and it's okay. It's okay. A lot of our relatives, my mother, my grandma, my aunts, were told to shut it down, to be quiet. And that came from the residential school, not to feel, not to see anything, not to hear, like those 3 monkey things. But it's okay. It's okay to say things. It's okay to feel things. It's okay. We are humans. And that's part of the healing. It is. It's okay. And one of the things that we kind of cut off a little bit is our connection to all of creation. And when the kids say their Thanksgiving in the morning, that's what they're talking about. They're saying Miigwech to Shkokomakwe. They're saying Miigwech to the trees, to cook, to the animals, to the wind, the Seowin. And it's the same thing in the Thanksgiving address. We're giving thanks to everything there. And that's what these songs are about. And I still think about Karl, how he knew that instinctively, that it's so just to be human and respectful to each other. He didn't judge anybody. He listened, and he thought of different creative ways of how to work with different things that he had to work with. So this next song we're going to sing is what? What am I going to sing next?
Wait, I want to share something. I've been doing pumpkin seeds lately, and I got this great recipe. Got it from Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
You bake your pumpkin seeds at 350 for 20 minutes, and then you season them with like oil and whatever else. Put it in for another 10 minutes. Oh my God, I swear to God, it's the best pumpkin seed you guys
Okay,
have
we'll
ever
put it on
had.
like,
Just
we'll post
saying.
it up for you.
So good.
Okay, she wants to sing a pumpkin song. Who's mine? Who's mine?
Taking us back.
Taking it back to daycare. There's a Maureen out there too. Which one you want to sing? Do the women's traditional, because we did that one last time. Okay. So this is the women's traditional song where you want to go, where the skirts and the fringe, they connect to the Mother Earth as they're dancing, and the men usually stand in the doorways to honor the women because of the power of women to give life and to carry on. So that's what the song's talking about. a lot of our songs just have vocables in it. And it's the feeling, it's the energy, it's the emotion that comes from the center of your being within these songs. And I have a friend that went to school at McMaster, and she went for music. And she developed this program on a computer. And she asked you 3 questions. She asked you about your life. She'll ask you about something sad. And she'll ask you something to describe something in your life. And then she'll turn the computer away and she's working on it. And then she'll show you, and your body is like a scale. And she'll tell you where your notes in your body are high and where's it low. And she said to me, you're a singer, aren't you? I said, how'd you know that? She said, it's not very often that a tone of voice will hit all the notes, and your voice hit all the notes. And she said, and you might be kind of sick or something that's going on emotionally or whatever, and I'll tell you if it's low or high. And then she showed me where it was, and she said, this might be what you're working on. And then you can listen to these types of songs to raise your vibration. And so I wanted to bring her to our community before COVID happened to do that kind of work with us. And because it's something, a visual that you can see. So that's the same thing. I have a different tone than Jai or Maya or Minga or anybody in my family. Everybody has an individual tone. So people say when me and my girls sing, and my son, it's like a choir, and it all kind of meets up here. And sometimes we all sound the same, but it kind of meets up here. But that's what those vocables are. And so that's how the best I can explain it. Yeah. Let's see that. Do the bear song? We did that last time.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to sing the bear song. And this came, can you describe the song? This song came from Red Shadow Singers. They're from out west, and it talks about the bears taking pity on us, and they're taking pity on us because human beings are so pitiful, and they come in to help us. And then we're going to switch the last part of the song, and it goes into thanking the bear, because we don't want to hold those bears here to help us. So when we sing that song, the end part is we're thanking those bears to release them to carry on to whatever else they need to do. So if you need that song right now, that's what this song is about. Could be white bears, brown bears, black bears. They're all healers, and they are the ones that take care of the medicines. They are the natural police within our communities. People wear bear claw medicines, bear claws when they're for their regalias or just for healing. A lot of people are using bear grease now to make medicines, different ways for salves. I have a bear rug right now that was given to me, and it's such a beautiful bear. And I use that for ceremony when I do ceremony, and he's in my house, and I just feel so protected and so loved from that bear. And I have one of my brother's buffalo robes also that helps me and protects me. But so we're going to sing the song of the bear. My mom, before my mom passed away, she had when Maya was being born, I had to go to the hospital, and I was in the hospital, and then all of a sudden my mom got called to go to the hospital for a quadruple. So we ended up in the hospital. I was in McMaster, and my mom was in Hamilton General. And I was supposed to lay still in the bed, but I didn't listen. And I had a few weeks to go yet. So I called a cab, and I went in a cab across the Hamilton, and I went to my mom's room. And she goes, "Valerie, what are you doing here?" I said, "I had to come and see you before you went in for your operation." And so I said, "I thought, well, I'll be coming to another hospital. I should be okay." And so I give her a bear claw, and I asked the nurses and doctor to tape it on her chest. And so my dad got there, and my brother Clint, and I asked him to give me a ride back because I didn't want to get in trouble. I did anyway. But they took me back, and then after my mom had the operation, I went back across again, and I seen her again after a week. I think I went there, and she said, I asked her how she was. She goes, I'll never have this operation again. I'm really sore. But she said, you know that bear claw you gave me? And I said, yeah. She said, all I remember is this bear walking towards me, and I seen one finger, and he just went like this on my heart, and that's all I remember. And but that's the story that she told me. I have many more, but it's in that song. Those two songs are sung aloud at ceremonies, at sunbats, at powwows. Now they sing them. But I was missing my sundats. Hi, Sabrina. I miss my sundats, and that song is sung a lot there. And when I think of that song, that's what I think of. That last song, how it switched on the end there. At the daycare, when I worked there, when these guys were small, well, I'd go into the different classrooms and I would start singing that song, and I would just like look at a child and say, "Oh, look at that Lily's shirt, so beautiful today," and they would just like stare at me, or look at his smile. So you can use these songs to like talk to your own children or your grandchildren, or even when you're sitting at the table or eating or doing chores or whatever. You can change it into the language about something. I remember doing a workshop in Peterborough when I did the eldest workshop, and I named it Singing for Your Spirit. And too many people came in there. I was only supposed to have 30, and I had about 120. And then some people didn't have anybody in their workshops, and they came in there and I said, we wonder where everybody went. But a lot of people, this was many years ago, and Maya was like just born, and I had taken her. And that's when people really wanted to start singing, just singing songs, learning songs. And that's what you can do. You can start Googling. I see Sabrina's on here. She's got a lot of songs. Her group sings down Niagara area. And Nikki Shauna, she brings a lot of songs. Catherine Shawana at the school, she has a lot of songs. And even just on Facebook, just Google songs. We have a page now. So, and that's, you just do one song. I can't even count how many songs I know. They just come out whenever they're supposed to come out. So,
I guess we'll do it on this one.
okay. We're going to do honor song for Karl right now. Because he was such a beautiful person, and all the things he did in the school and in the community. I picture him today in his green outfit. He always wore his green traditional outfit really proudly. And so we're going to sing an honor song for him. You know which one? No. Okay. Does anybody got any questions? I can't see on there. Caitlin, can you tell us if there's any questions or anything?
Let me check. No questions.
Does anybody have any questions right now about any song, any of the songs?
Any of the songs?
Hello.
Question. Go ahead.
Hello. I'm just like new learning songs, but I do like I think it's the Wildflower Song or the Wallflower. Do you guys ever sing that song?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, if you ever want to sing that song, that'd be nice.
Okay. Anybody else have any other questions? Okay. This Wildflower Song, how I understand it. Actually, Sabrina, you're on there.
She's like, what?
How I understand it is that
I'm here. Sorry.
can I hear her when she talks?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sabrina, can you share a little bit about that song, and then I'll share if you don't mind.
Sure. So Cheyenne Jenkins brought that song to the drum group here in the Niagara region, and she received it while she was at the Hamilton Regional Indian Center. And when she brought it, she explained that that song was, when we sing it because in recognition of the children who were taken during the residential school era. Because she said there was an elder there that came to the center and talked about how when all the children were being taken from their homes, the elders noticed that the wildflowers stopped blooming in their communities. So there's like two parts of the song, and the way Cheyenne described it was that like in the beginning, it's kind of like moms are talking to other moms. It's like, hey, 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 hey. It's kind of like, did you hear what's happening? I heard they're taking kids. And then that other part where it's like, yeah, it's like the mom screaming out, like, where did you take my babies? That's the way she described it, and that's the way that we understand it down here in these neck of the woods. It could totally be something different. It depends on where you are, I guess. I don't know.
So how it was described to me was it was residential schools also that was described to me, and that the children would hide under the skirt because we wore long skirts. They would hide under the skirts, so they wouldn't be taken. And there were monks like picking medicines also, because women are life givers. We know what medicines take. So we're always out there picking the medicines and things like that, and our children were always with us. But now, when I work with people, what I see now is that song comes not for trauma, but to take the innocence back, for a person to take their innocence back of the things that happened to them or their relatives or their ancestors. We're doing the healing for them. When we do healing, we're helping the ones behind us and the ones ahead of us. So that's what this song, when I sing it, that's what it reminds me of now. And when we sing that, and then when other people say, they're answering back. That's what's described to me. But the other part is what I've experienced working with people. So whatever comes and whatever's good, all I know is it's a very powerful healing song. And when I sing it, and I'll say, "What'd you see?" And that's what they'll say. I was running so innocently in the wildflowers, just running, and I felt so free. They had freedom, and they didn't know they weren't feeling freedom before that, because it was something they carried from their own mother or grandmother or aunt or something in their lineage. Okay. All right.
Is it in
So my mom did go to residential school. My grandma took her to one of her aunt's house in Hamilton so that she could be taken. But my other aunts got taken, and my grandma was there, and my grandfather went, and they talked a lot about horrendous things that happened. But I also have to start talking about the good things that happened. So, and some of the good things that happened is just like we were doing a while ago, we were apple picking, and my grandma used to be always with us during the summer when we went picking cucumbers, tomatoes, strawberries, and I just loved being in the field with my family. We'd get up early, and you think you'd be sick of looking at all those tomatoes and strawberries and cucumbers, but that was our lunch. And it was and then we'd go to Waterford Ponds when it was cleaner. We'd go there, and that's where we would go get clean. We'd go swimming and get cleaned off from working in the fields all day. Even though my mom and dad had a farm when they were in their younger days, and then when I was born a couple years later, they quit farming, and then they became working in the field, and we rented our field. But my mom and dad still loved being around the farmlands. And one memory I have about Miigzi apples is that I would take an apple off our trees, because we had a lot of apple trees. As you go back to the field, we'd go picking all the time. And these big square things that the cows used to lick on, I would sit down with my apple. I'd take a bite of my apple and I'd lick that big square salt thing. And nobody ever said nothing to me. But it was what they gave the cows. The cows would lick that for, I don't know, maybe they needed salt. I don't know what else was in there, but it tasted good. I don't know, my dad used to sprinkle salt, Satagan, on his hand right here. He'd take a bite and he'd lick that salt. So maybe that's where I got it from, I don't know. And then even mushrooms, we'd go get mushrooms or fry up green tomatoes. And the smell of like puffballs and all of those things, that was like natural in our homes. And I don't hardly see anybody getting those puffballs or things like that. You have to get them at a certain time and know what you're picking. And to me, that's all land-based stuff that we should know to look after ourselves, especially at this time, to know how to take care of ourselves instead of getting things from the grocery store all the time. So what time is it right now?
6:35.
6:35? Boy. Want to sing one more song?
Yeah, we'll sing one more song. Someone said something, but I...
Oh, did somebody say something, Caitlin? Or had a question?
I have a question. It's Sabrina. Sorry,
Oh,
I didn't say something, but I'm gonna butt in because I'm a butter apparently. There's this song that I've been singing for years, and I don't know what the name of it is, but my sister, she came to my house one time and she was telling me about her experience with the berry fast, and then it was like the way she was describing it was so beautiful. And she said, and then Val sang this song, and then she started singing it, and then we all, like everybody in my living room was crying. So I don't know the name of the song, but every time I sing it, all I call it is the berry fast song, but I want to call it by like its real name. So if I sing a little bit of it for you, do you think you can?
All right.
Okay. Well, hey,
I know what this is for.
Is it this one? Sabrina?
Yeah.
This
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, we'll sing that one.
Tell her what this song's
I
talking.
have no idea. It's a song that they sing, like other drummers will sing at powwows, but I don't know what it's called or where it came from. This is one of those songs that
It's passed on.
I mean, you could probably ask for that, but
It's like what I described a while ago, the emotions, the feelings behind it.
Yeah. And that's why, because I'm always calling it the berry fast song, because that's how I got the song when Nikki was describing her berry fast, but I don't want to call it the wrong thing one day and people be like, that's not the berry fast song, that's blah, blah, blah.
Well, you can just share that story. It came from a berry fast. That's all.
Yeah. I do try to ask my dad like the names of songs and things, and he's just like he doesn't want to hear any of my nonsense ever. So whenever I go to with a question, I'm like, "Hey, Dad," and he's like, "Leave me alone, I'm broke." And I'm like, "No, but I wanted to know something else."
We'll sing that. We'll end with that song then, Sabrina.
Okay, Miigwech.
Chiimiigwech.
Yay, Miigwech! Thank you so much. It was so beautiful.
Well, Miigwech, everyone, for joining us, and it'll go online, right?
Yep.
Caitlin, will it be posted online in the future?
Yep, I'll send it to Jackie right away, and she usually gets it up like the next day.
Okay, and then we can send those words somehow to attach it.
Okay.
All right? Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
So, Miigwech, take care of yourself. Have a rest of a good night.
Miigwech,
Evening.
ladies, that was a great session.
Miigwech.
Pamapi.
Pamapi.